Hey!
Yo 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 yo.
Jess Hilarious.
Good morning.
And currently we are on vacation.
Man, totally disconnected.
Yes,
we're not even really here. You think you're listening to us, but we not.
Well, we are not. We're here in spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on vacation, so we're playing
The best donkeys, the best interviews, you guys, which is the best callers, and some of the best moments the Breakfast Club has had in the last couple of months. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and have fun. Keep it locked. Red is going to be running the boards. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
I'm dialing. Hey, what you doing, man? I'm dialing. I'm calling you.
This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Yeah, what's up, Envy?
What's up, Trav?
Jazz, what's up, baby?
What's up, boo?
What's up, Star? How you?
Peace. What up, sis? How you?
Nah, I'm doing good. Just checking on my bro and checking on my girl. See how y'all doing.
We are blessed, black, and highly favored, my brother. Who you getting into this weekend?
Listen, let me tell you all right. Just, you see how I just try to skate by that and I just keep talking. You gotta just quit by it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, when y'all use the public restroom, right, do y'all put y'all bare butt cheeks on the public toilet?
Hell no.
No, sir.
Trav.
I don't think anybody does.
No. I had to stop talking to this guy because he be out here bare butting public toilet seats. And he was trying to tell me that it is actually sanitary to not put the liners down on toilet seats. You know what's so crazy? I just called and I was just talking to B and he just answered the phone. He said he heard the same thing, that it's sanitary.
Why?
You
Or
must
like,
not be about him.
yeah.
Yeah, you're going to get a bump on your butt.
Yeah,
Don't sit on public toilet seats, please, with your bare butt.
That's nasty.
Yeah, the only way it would be unsanitary is if you're using the same liner as somebody. Now that's nasty. Imagine seeing the liner already on the toilet and you sit on the liner.
And you like, thank you, God.
Hey,
and
man.
then you just sit down. I'm like, what?
But all right, y'all have a good weekend. Good Friday. It's Freaky Freaky Friday. Make sure y'all do something freaky today.
You don't
I
wipe.
asked you who you was getting into.
Mind your business, y'all.
Goodbye. Hello, who's this?
Good morning, DJ Envy, Charlamagne the guy, beautiful, Jess Hilarious.
Peace, King.
Good
Good
morning, brother.
morning.
Get it off your chest.
All right, I got to get it off my chest. Donald Rollins is clearly one of the funniest people on the planet because he's doing it for this long at the highest level. For you to come at the Breakfast Club and complain that people aren't taking you seriously because of them, it's a little whack.
I
And
agree.
disingenuous. You, on one interview, you said you had a book and brought out a pamphlet.
He was being funny, though.
Like, come on, yo.
He was being funny.
But I get it, but you hear Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, when they speak in interviews, they're funny, but you also having, like, real conversations with them.
I see what
Donnell,
you're
it's
saying.
always a joke. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, they salute to Donnell Rollins. You know, you one of the greatest to ever do it. Stop crying. Love to the Breakfast Club. Y'all have a good morning.
Peace, King.
All right, bro.
And that's really what it boils down to. You are great at what you do, Donnell.
He is.
Stop crying.
Yeah.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
I'm dialing. Hey, what you doing, man? I'm dialing. I'm calling you.
This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning. This is James calling from North Carolina.
Hey, James. What's up, brother?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. What's wrong?
Just love on your kids.
We can't hear you, brother.
You said just love on your kids.
James recently found a text message from his son, and the text message, his son was saying that he wanted to off himself.
Well, he said, his mom said something about he doesn't want to be a burden, but he's not, man.
How old is your son, brother?
He's 17.
Have you took him to talk to anybody yet, brother?
No, I'm gonna go up there today. I was gonna go Sunday, cut his hair, and go see that in Captain America movie. I think I'm gonna go today next.
You definitely should do that.
Yeah.
And y'all should go to some family counseling, man. Just have him sit down and talk to somebody.
Sooner than later, brother.
Absolutely.
Oh God, man! I got out of the army after he was born. I wanted to be around, man.
No, absolutely.
Where you calling from, brother?
Carolinas, he said.
What part? North or South?
North.
North.
North Carolina. I'm gonna put you on hold, man. I'm gonna get you in touch with somebody, man, that you probably can talk to.
Hold on, brother.
I'm gonna give you an email to a good psychiatrist I know.
Okay.
Hold on one second.
Hold on. You know, the sad thing is, me and my wife, we do a podcast, Casey Crew podcast, where we take emails. And in the last 2 weeks, we got 4 emails from parents saying the same exact thing. That they've been talking to their kids recently, and they've been seeing a change in their kids, and their kids have been talking about, suicide. And these are the ages from 8 to 12. And we tell everybody as a parent, like, my father went through my stuff just to make sure. If you see any change, go. It's not prying. You're the mom. You're the dad. Go through the text messages. Go through emails. Go through your kid's stuff. You want to make sure that you're on top of it. And like Charlamagne always said, get the necessary help. Talk to a therapist. Get help. Like, don't try to do it on your own because you're not professionally trained for this. Get help, please.
And actually be happy that your kid is expressing that they have an issue. You know, because some kids don't express that they have an issue. They just keep it to themselves, and then they actually end up completing suicide.
That's right.
So be happy that they're actually telling you, because now that's a cry for help. So go get them some help.
Absolutely. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, call us up right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got some special guests in the building.
Yes, indeed.
We have the cast of Harlem. Graced by is Megan Good, Shaniqua Shanday. Did I say your name? Your last name? Shanday. Jerry Johnson and Tyler Lepley. Welcome.
Appreciate y'all.
How y'all feeling this morning?
Tired.
Phenomenal.
Amazing.
Star-studded
feel
cast.
so good.
Yes.
We are like that.
Like a star-studded cast.
First of all, how many of y'all live in LA? I want to make sure everybody's house is good, stuff like that.
Good, thank you.
Everybody good?
Yeah, we good.
Okay.
Appreciate
Thanks
that,
for
bro.
asking that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get right into it. Harlem is back January 23rd on Amazon Prime, but sadly they say this is the last season.
Yeah.
Why? So many people watch it. So many people are into it. How do they just do it like that?
Ask Amazon Prime or
We're
Universal.
so sad. We're really, really sad. And I think, like, everybody's super sad because we had so much story to tell. And so, like, if we did have more seasons, the stories would have been so good. But they did such an amazing job truncating it, bringing it down into this final season. I think everybody's going to be happy.
And hopefully we get a movie.
Okay. Movie.
Did y'all know it was going to be the final season when y'all started taping? Did you know that already, or did y'all find out halfway through?
No, not halfway through. I think I found out a little late, but sometimes I'm in my own world. But I found out the day of the reading, as we were reading it, now going into knowing that it was the last season.
Are you saying when we were reading it?
No, before I knew, but I hadn't read the last two. I thought they were saving the last 2 episodes, so I didn't know, And then as we were reading it, I was like, "Oh no, this is it."
Yeah.
But y'all been doing a lot on the side as well. Y'all been engaged.
I know.
Y'all been having babies. Y'all been putting out music, children's books. Like, y'all been doing a lot.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah.
So how were y'all doing all of that on the side as well as taping your show?
You know what's interesting is that as we've been taping the show, because we started, what year did we start?
2020.
Okay, 2020, and then we got like maybe 3 episodes in, then COVID happened, then we took a break, then we came back, then we had a year off, then we went through the strike and all these different things. But during the duration of all these things, we were experiencing life. We were having all kinds of life changes and having conversations in between, because not only are we, friends on the show, we're like sisters in real life, but also with Tracy, and then same with Tyler, like that's our brother, that's our family. But each one of us, we're experiencing things that, as Tracy spoke to us, she was like, well, what do you think about this? And what do you think about that? And I know you're on this journey, and, do you mind if I implement this and all of that? So much of it is actually mirrored in the show of what we were experiencing. So it kind of made it seamless in that way, and you have a specific story about that, but just everything, it feels like it was a part of our actual real lives.
So what's your story with that?
No, so we were talking about this, but you know how Quinn goes through her depression journey in season 2. I did a lot of research on depression because it wasn't something I was personally dealing with at the time, but I wanted to reflect it in a very honest way. So went through that, did that research, and then I had the baby, and then I was diagnosed with severe postpartum depression. So even when I came on the show the last time, I was in the depths of that. Didn't really realize the impact and how that affected me until I started to kind of climb out of that, right? Going through that journey with Quinn, it gave me a space and I call it my help journal, like a reflective journal to look back on and say, oh, like this was the way in which it was showing up for Quinn. I didn't realize that postpartum depression can show up as fatigue, as overwhelm. We know about the sadness. We know about all that stuff. But these are some of the ways, the mood swings. Didn't know that was a part of those things. And so being able to play that and reflect that in Quinn gave me almost like a map that I could go, okay, Grace, like, this is how you can navigate this.
Did work help or hurt?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did it make it worse?
No, it helped because it actually gave me an enlightenment, right? Like, oh, this is what it could look like. This is what, and so even though I was doing it for Quinn, I felt it on a different nuanced level when I was actually going through it myself.
Gotcha.
How are y'all juggling the schedules though? Like now, because it's like y'all personally flourishing and business y'all flourishing. How can y'all, because I know that the schedules, I mean, I know y'all said it's been like 2 years since y'all did this, but now y'all all got individually a lot going on too. How can y'all still, like, how y'all juggling schedules?
We gonna start with Shaniqua on that one because she just got a single that just came out.
I thrive when I'm busy.
Yeah.
I really do. I like the structure of figuring out my schedule. I become more detail oriented when I have a lot of things to focus on. And I was very intentional about dropping Feel My Love, my new single, after ending season 2 with a engagement or proposal.
Yes.
And so I wanted to like balance that and have that come out at the same time as the show because I knew a lot of Harlem fans would be paying attention. But also just to like, maybe troll a little bit or make them question whether Angie would actually end up in this relationship because we don't get a yes or a no at the end of the season 2.
Okay,
so
strategy.
It could be anything. We're trying to have a rollout.
Megan, you referred to them as your sisters and your brothers. Does that happen naturally? Because a lot of times, people want to keep things business. So does that just happen naturally, this bond?
It happened completely organically.
Okay.
Like from the beginning, from day one, if I start with Shaniqua, like we were on FaceTime a few years prior and I had never met her before. And we just spoke and we talked about like, one day we're going to do a show together, and we touched and agreed on the camera of the FaceTime. And then literally years later, here we are both walking in, we're both testing and we're in the bathroom. And she's like, do you remember me? I was like, from where? And she told me and I was like, wait, what? And then we ended up praying and crying in the bathroom. And, there's that. And then literally with Tyler, it was just immediate, like, just family and just easy and organic. Same thing with Jerry. It was like, oh, okay, I feel like I've known her forever. Like, And then with Grace, I called her. I was like, girl, she was like, don't tell me you're getting ready to come in for Camille.
We were friends. For years before that. So that was exciting.
Yeah.
Is that the norm on sets?
No. It isn't always like that.
Okay.
And then you also, when it's going to be for women, you just never know what you're going to get. You hope that is the experience. But, and we had talked about this a few years prior, saying how it would be great if we got an opportunity to work on a show together. So when I called her and she was like, I can't believe I'm so excited. It was like you just knew that God was in it. And I have to say, for me, this has been the best professional experience that I've had in my entire career.
Wow.
In a way, it's the end of a chapter, but it's exciting because the way that we end the chapter, we're really, really proud of. And I think the audience is going to get everything that they want to get. But also, I think that we got what we want to get, outside of having a movie additionally. But it's better, I think, to move this way, where it's, you didn't stay for too long, but you gave everyone exactly what they wanted and needed.
And I want to give Megan her props, too, because she was a great leader in setting the culture of our set. And everybody who has come and guest starred, they've had a really great time. But we learned from Megan, from Grace, like, it truly is a fun time. But also, we decided early on that we were going to stick together throughout this situation. So nobody could say, well, this person was a difficult one, or this person was a this one, or this, because if there was a problem, we all have the problem.
Gotcha.
If there was we all have it, and we're on the Zoom calls or whatever, and you won't know where the source is because we didn't want it to be like somebody was pinpointed or somebody is
this one's personal.
Right. And we promised each other that if somebody says something to one of us about the other one, we're not just gonna take it at face value. We come into the source and saying, hey, did this really happen?
That's my
because people do like to separate women and pin women against each other. And so I think it was really important for us to, and this is my second show. I mean, I was like 6 months out of grad school and I booked this show, and first time being the lead in something, and then to get to do it like this, which is for me, my manifestation, and to be like, oh wait, no, actually for me, this can be the norm of the experience, and y'all set the tone for that. So I thank you for being a great leader.
All right, we have more with the cast of Harlem here. Megan Good, Tyler Lepley, Grace Byers, Shaniqua Shandai, and Jerry Johnson. When we come back, it's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with the cast of Harlem. Megan Good, Tyler Lepley, Grace Byers, Shaniqua Shandai, and Jerry Johnson. Charlamagne?
Does acting allow y'all to just escape when you're dealing with all of these personal things? Now you can just go be somebody else for a few hours?
It allows you to work through things. You know, past traumas, certain experiences, whether it's childhood, I mean, whatever it may be, it allows you to have a place to put it to good use and for it to be something that someone else can watch or see and take from it and go, okay, that made me feel not alone, or that made me feel seen or understood. So I think in a way it's therapeutic. I don't know if it really allows us to escape. I get to each his own.
I think escape gets a little dangerous.
So do y'all allow yourselves to lose yourself in a row, or you can't
go there. You can't. Wow. Because I think the if we think about like some of our greats that have lost themselves and then we lost them.
I think Heath Ledger.
I was going to say that. Yeah. It's like when you go there, if you don't know how to unzip that character and step out in order to go home and not have that energy in your home, it gets crazy. But also, the body doesn't know the difference sometimes. So when you're going deep into a character and you're not doing those things where you are separating when you get home, your body don't know the difference. So if my character is going crazy, if I'm playing the Joker and I'm really in there and I'm taking the Joker home with me, my body don't know that I'm not the Joker if I believe it enough. And so sometimes, it's good to be like, all right, I'm going to give a cap on this. Like if I really got to go there, I'm going to go there for the 6 months I got to go there. But I'm already planning all the things I need to plan. So that day I'm done, it's already set up for me to release this. Whether I'm going to the ocean, whether I'm wherever I am, whether all of my friends come to my house to remind me of who I am, I have to have something that reality sets me back to who I am, or it's going to be on my spirit and it's not going to be good for me.
Well, then, speaking of Jerry, where's Ty's head at after she found out she smashed the mother and the daughter?
See how she just go back from real life to back? Because she confused me there for a second.
Because now she got to jump back into being Ty.
Yes, that's crazy. That's crazy. To find out something like that is like, how do you even deal with that? And I think Ty decides.
Because what does Ty really want? She's poly, she's single, she's open.
I think even though Jerry is poly, she's greedy.
But she's allowed to be.
Listen, even though Jerry is poly, I wouldn't describe Ty as poly. Okay. I think Ty was really wanting something, but also probably in that moment being greedy because she was wanting something but having something else. And I think sometimes if my intention is commitment, then I have to go towards what that intention is. And if it's commitment towards one person and I'm letting my energy fly, of course I might end up with a daughter and a mother.
Things you can end up with. I knew it was going on and I was like,
I was sick.
Grace, how has motherhood changed you?
I think what I did not expect was that I was fully prepared to be like, I'm ready to learn everything I can about motherhood and my child. I did not anticipate that I was going to also go on a journey to learn about myself. And so I had to face things about myself in order to ensure his well-being, right? So I had to go back to my own childhood, go back to the things that, that I didn't realize that I was like holding on to or dealing with, or like simple things like, like being a recovering people pleaser. I can't do that with my child. I will be so depleted. I will not show up as the mother that I need to be. So how do I then organize in my mind, like, how do I prioritize myself for real? So like things like that I didn't expect that are really changing my life.
Wow.
Are these moments bittersweet, knowing that this is gonna be the last time y'all probably do interviews together and things of that nature?
Yeah.
They said they talking about movie. They manifest a movie, so it's gonna be the last time.
We need a petition.
And even if it's not this, y'all could do something else. Because y'all are so grounded, even as just outside the cast, just hearing y'all speak, like even from the last interview that we had with you, like so much growth. Like, not saying that
Oh yeah, so I was last time, right?
No, yo. Tyler, don't do that, yo.
She said, yeah, well, not that, but.
Y'all are just, I don't know. It just is zenful. It's tranquility. It's just a whole bunch. Y'all are very grounded as a cast. So
I appreciate that.
I look forward to saying anything else. Not even don't have to be Harlem or just, y'all can write your own movie. I can direct it. We can just get it.
Well, listen, we love you guys. Thank you
Just do it in there.
for creating
I wanna
the
say this
forum
real
for
quick
us to
before
be
we
able to
dip
come
is-
on here. Like, we really appreciate it.
Oh, no,
Yeah, no,
thank
for
you
real.
coming.
Yeah.
And even just like, to all of us before, as we saying goodbye, I feel like one of the biggest, reasons it's not a sad goodbye is like for a multitude of things. Like, we have a great beginning, middle, and now, we knew we were landing at. So like, that's a beautiful thing. Yeah. But then on the flip side, off of the script, because of the way we was able to come together as family, like, I feel like this is a lot of times when we say goodbye to people, it's like a sad goodbye. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I really feel like this is a, this is the opposite. It's almost like a happy goodbye. You know what I'm saying? When we say goodbye, it's almost like we raising the trophy up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I do, it's on a good note. So when I think back about these times, it's not really going to be a sad thing. We're able to experience together, share it with the world, and close the book at the right time.
Nice. Well, Shaniqua, you tell them we not leaving like that. We're leaving with your single. So we're going to play your record. We're going to play your record. We're going to play your record.
So
But before we play your record, Miss Grace, I felt the God in you this morning.
Yes.
We going to say a prayer before we get up out of here.
Do you want me to say the prayer? Or you
going to
say the prayer?
No, I'm not saying it. I'm God is good, God is great. Thank you for the food we eat. So I'm going to let you do this
Even when
prayer.
ain't no dinner on the table, he do that.
All right, let's do it.
Join hands.
Let's do it.
Thank you. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this time together, Lord. We ask that you bless the Breakfast Club, Lord. We ask that you bless their minds, their hearts, their words. Dear Father, thank you for a forum like this, Lord, that we're able to galvanize as one, that we're able to come together in truth and honesty and love and just celebrate amazing Black work, Lord. We are so grateful for this moment, grateful for this time, dear Father. We ask that you go before us, that you make the crooked path straight. We ask that you continue to uplift us in your spirit, dear Lord. Let us always stay in your purpose and your will, Lord. We thank you for your love. We thank you for your blessing. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. There you have it. The cast of Harlem, the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake up. You're locked into the Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRose is here as well. We got a special guest in the building, Wiz Khalifa.
What's happening, my brother?
Just chilling. How
I
are
ain't
you?
seen you in a minute, not in person.
I know, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been working. Now COVID happened. I've been taking care of my kids. Yeah.
How are you?
I'm amazing. Thank you. How are you?
You still doing the MMA and all of that good
Absolutely, every day.
stuff? Word.
Yeah.
You wake up and do it early in the morning, or you wake?
I have like a routine. So I go to the gym 5 days a week. I do martial arts as well. So I'm like lifting, martial arts, and I do hot yoga 3 times a week. So I'll get up at like 6 with my kids, take care of my dogs and my kids. Then I eat breakfast. Then I go to the gym probably around like 9-ish, from 9 till about 1 or 2 in the afternoon. That's my program time. And then after that, I got the rest of my day.
Program time mean what? To smoke?
No. Program is like workout.
Gotcha.
Yeah, whatever the program is for the day, that's what I do.
So you work out high?
Stoned, yeah.
I was about to
very.
say he probably smoke in between all of that or
yeah,
during.
Yeah. No, I smoke on the way to the gym and then on my way to the next event. Yeah, for sure. I stay stoned.
Okay.
How long have you been smoking now? Like how many years?
I've been high for longer than I've been not high.
Okay.
Yeah, consecutively. Yeah.
You be doing the shrooms now too, though, right?
Nah, I quit doing shrooms. I did it for a minute, so I don't really need. I don't feel like I need to keep doing them over and over.
I'm glad you said need, right? Because I was going to ask, what is your intention when you smoke weed nowadays?
I just love being stoned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the way it makes me feel. I like the decisions that I make when I'm stoned. I like the way movies look when I'm stoned. I like playing with my kids when I'm stoned. I just love being high. Yeah. Off marijuana though. Yeah. Just marijuana, not anything crazy.
The Cushion Orange Juice too.
Yeah.
Great project. I love the first half. Second half is dope too, but I really love the first half.
Thank you.
But it got like a 1990 now G-Funk sound.
For sure.
Was that intentional?
Yeah, okay. Definitely. I think that was like the original sound of Cushion Orange Juice. For a lot of people, it was like nostalgic for the 90s or G-Funk or, just riding around in the car, going to house parties, getting fresh. It just got that whole, player vibe to it and a little bit of funk to it as well. Just like the way the beats slap and the way that the bass is there. So a lot of the productions, Cardo, Sledrin, and E-Dan, and just the original people who, put that sound together. So it was really easy to just bring it back. Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
No, it slaps.
Thank you.
You had announced in 2024 that this project was done, and now it's here.
Yeah.
The release of it. So is it traditional release to streaming, or like how you gonna do it? Because Cushion Orange Juice 1, it was like you did your own thing. You dropped. You kind of changed the way people were listening to music and mixtapes at the time.
Right. Nah, this one's going to streaming.
Okay.
We releasing it through BMG, and they've been really, really cool at letting me kind of just curate the vibe and what the feeling of it is, and they understand what the project is, and we've had meetings, weekly, just how we're going to attack it and, make it last and make it something real. So I've just been really excited about updating, the format. I think that's what's most important, especially for like being an OG in the game, is releasing things with the times, how they are now, but also still being innovative as well. And that's why you see, like, in between, I've been dropping freestyles and doing a lot of stuff, like just entertaining my fans, because I still have that freedom. I'm able to do that as we get ready for the album too. So just to put it all together and make it current, I think that was the idea for all of us.
April 14th was the 15th anniversary of Cushion Orange Juice Part 1?
Yeah, I did hear that.
So you did hear that? It's your album. That's your baby.
I dropped so many albums and stuff like that. Like, every month is an anniversary of another project, but 15 years, yeah, that's tight. And I think we're really lucky to be able, I'm grateful to be able to drop, the sequel as close as I did with the original one. I feel like that's like a sign. It just, feels real
so it
energetic.
wasn't planned?
Nah, it just worked out like that.
But it's just divine alignment.
Yep, it all worked out like that.
Do you remember your mind state, April 14th, 2010?
I do, yeah. I was just getting off tour. I was in Miami. I was working on Rolling Papers, the album, but I already had Cushion Orange Juice done. And I had been hyping it up for a lot of months before, so my fans knew it was about to come out. And I remember just going to the hotel room. I was in a nice-ass hotel on the beach. I was like, yo, I'm about to drop it. And I just released it from my computer that day. I still am super confident, but I was really, really super duper confident about the music and just my connection with my fans. So that was the time to do it.
Did it piss the label off when you dropped that?
I really wasn't signed at that point. They were kind of thinking about signing me, working on signing me, but it didn't piss them off at all. They knew how important it was for me to still curate that organic thing, because at that time I was doing a lot more for myself than any label could do. And it's still like that. Like, I promote myself. I do my social media. I do my merch. I do my marketing. I do all that. I just give you a whole package, and then you could just, you look like a genius.
Well, Cushion Orange Juice changed everything, though. That was like that's like your Section 80. That's your So Far Gone.
Yep.
That like banded the Taylor gang. Like
yeah,
all
for
of
sure.
the like we were talking about it before you came in. Like, I remember the feeling when Cushion Orange Juice came out, and like I was a senior in high school, and like they would throw parties where you would literally come to smoke and only listen to Cushion Orange Juice, and like it was such a movement.
I love that.
It was like really such a movement.
Yeah, that's what it was for. So it's good that happened. It was all intentional, and it was like you said, that's like my, or my Doggy Style or my Illmatic. Like, I knew I had to make something that was like that. That was a good one to be attached to. And yeah, it was just, I always tell people it's bigger than the music. It's stuff like what you're saying. Like, that's what make it what it is. Like, even this album now, it's amazing music-wise, but you can't just sit there and listen to it. You got to experience that. You got to go to a beach. You got to go on vacation. You got to kick it with the homies. You got to hang out super duper late. You got to hook up with somebody who you've been, or you got to meet somebody who you never even understood that with you. That's what makes it what it is, and that's what I'm excited for people to experience, as well as the music being good.
People don't realize that, though. When you put out music just provides the soundtrack to whatever you're experiencing in life.
Yeah.
That's why you can never argue with certain people about certain albums, because that time of life they were experiencing during that album.
Yeah.
You can't, like, when somebody says, oh, this is going to remind you of Wiz Khalifa, Cushion Orange Juice. Nah.
Right.
I'm on something totally different than I was in 2010.
Exactly. It's personal. But yeah, I think people do have those personal moments or those life decisions, and what you're listening to at the time definitely, dictates, what your memories of that are. So it gets deep.
Do you think that because I saw that you have like it's 22 or 23 songs on the project?
Yeah.
20. It's 22.
I think so.
4 bonus records. 4 or 5 bonus records.
4 bonus records.
So normally with people who put that many songs on in one place, it's like you think people are gonna listen start to finish. But like in me listening to it, I don't have any doubt that people will.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the conversation that you're having at the beginning and then the conversation you're having at the end, is it cohesive, or do you just throw songs on there? Like how do you kind of flow in out of?
Well, with this project, the last maybe 4 songs we put out before the album came out.
Mm-hmm.
We use this method called the waterfall method, where you put songs out and then add them to the album later. That was a conscious decision because I didn't know what people were going to want to hear. So those songs helped me dictate what I was going to do with the album. And I still like those songs, but they weren't exactly what you were going to get from the full album.
Mm-hmm.
So I used that as an opportunity to, do some promo and get the idea of the album out there.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time you get the actual real album, those 18 songs are brand new. Those are an experience that nobody has yet, and that everybody's going to get together. And that's where, to me, the more of the conversation is from the intro to the 18th song. Yeah, it's pretty simple. The whole album is just about keeping it players, motivational. It's get stoned, and there's songs for the ladies and there's songs to ride around to.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as I'm in that pocket, the conversation is good. In my opinion, I know what my fans want and what they expect, so I didn't go outside of that at all.
All right, we got more with Wiz Khalifa when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Wiz Khalifa. Charlamagne?
Why a sequel after all of these years? That could be hit or miss too. That's put cushion orange juice on something.
Yeah. I just, again, listening to the fans, man.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was telling me, like, how much they missed that sound or that pocket of what I was doing at that time, or how much they enjoyed it. So it's nothing for me as an artist to, like, dig in my bag and get with the producers that I trust and really not recreate that, but do what that sounds like now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same feeling, though. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm not scared to do that. And it's all about the fans. It's all for them, and it's what they want. Like, a lot of nostalgic stuff is coming back. And my era, like you said, is 15 years ago. So it's way, it's way further removed than it is close. So why not just go ahead and just revisit something that was, big to us and that people appreciate?
The problem with fans, though, is they fickle and they don't want you to grow. So even though you've grown, like you're a father now, like your life might be totally different than it was 15 years ago. They're like, no, I want 2010 Wiz.
Yeah.
That's impossible.
The songs feel like
I don't
that,
think it's impossible.
Really?
Yeah, because I think they just want the best. Like, I can experiment and I can sing and I can do country songs or pop records, but they like, yo, we like when you rap.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could wear, high fashion and, runway stuff, but they're like, we like when you wear streetwear.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not hard for me to just get right back into that. It's like, okay, I'm trying what I like, and I'm still going to do that in my off time, or if I get an opportunity to do it, I'm going to throw a suit on and I'm going to do a pop record, but it's not going to be my song, it'll be somebody else's.
Mm-hmm.
And I can still chart and perform it all over the world, but for my fans, I'm going to give them what they want.
But you are a dad now, dad of 2.
Yeah.
And making this music and putting this project together, like, it does still sound like Wiz Khalifa, it's new and it's innovative, but it's still the same feeling.
Yeah.
How do you, because you are different. Your dad is so different now.
Yeah. I just keep it 100. Like, that's what I always did. I always just talked about my life. I talked about my day. I talk about my week. So, like, I'll never run out of bars.
What's it like doing this whole run? I see you got your Coachella band on. You're doing this whole run, Coachella.
Right?
You're
You
here.
took a shower since Coachella?
Bro, these bands, they don't go nowhere, man. I need some scissors. Y'all got some scissors so I can cut
we
this
have
off?
it. Yeah. I saw you were you and Amy were dancing on the side of the stage. Why was people so mad at you? That's your girlfriend. Why are they mad that you dancing with your girl?
I don't think people were mad. I think people just need clickbait. Like, that's what the world we live in these days. But I don't live my life based off of that. I'm still gonna, if I'm hearing some music, like, I'm gonna dance.
But you never have, like, kind of leaned into all of that stuff, though. Like, you've always kind of, like, just, even if it was happening, you did your own thing. But
leaned into what?
Like, people, the clickbait stuff. So, like, even when you were dating Amber Rose, now with Amy, just people are really invested in your life because you're such a big star. And now your kids are growing up and they're on social media as well, too. People just want to know things and they throw things on stuff.
Yeah, I know. I'm in control of all of that, though. I give them enough to, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't live my life based off of it.
Yeah.
But I know that people are nosy. Like, you haven't even seen my daughter. She's almost a year old.
Right.
So I can keep some stuff quiet, but this is the entertainment industry. So at the end of the day, people are going to have their perception of whatever. But as long as my intentions are good, I know I'm out here doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And nobody who really knows me and loves me is ever going to be embarrassed by my actions when I'm outside. So
yeah, you don't be doing nothing. You literally
really don't.
How do you talk to, like, 'cause Sebastian's getting older now, which is crazy because it's just crazy to see him
get older.
No, but it's literally like when you think about when he was first born to now, and just being a fan and watching him grow. There's probably so much things that you guys decide when to talk to him about or not talk to him about. But you're celebrity, so it's different. How do you kind of, like, what is your discretion on, like, here's what I allow him to know or see or whatever? Because you can't guard kids from everything.
Yeah, we just keep it 100 with him too. He's a smart boy, and these kids grew up fast, but they're growing up way faster on the internet and everything. Right. So it's just about keeping it real and, just allowing him to make his own decisions as well. It's like, I can tell you what to do, but you know what's right and wrong. And just instilling that in him, and also his friend group too. That's a real big thing now, is his friend group. But I feel like just him being a kid, he's a normal kid. He goes through the same things that normal kids go through. He gets in trouble at school. We have to get on Zoom calls with his teachers, all of that.
He's on a Zoom call with a teacher.
Yeah,
how is it? Like, how do the teachers react? I mean, they're probably used to celebrity parents. But
they be cool. They be chill. Like, I think it helps him a little bit more too. They're like, oh, we get to see Wiz. Here, you can pass this class.
How is it being a father of a daughter now? I got 4 daughters. All I got is daughters. So I know daughters bring out a different energy.
Yeah. Man, it's super duper sweet. She's real young still. She's only 8 months. She'll be 9 months. So her personality hasn't come out yet. But it is a little bit different having a little girl. And I'm older now too as a parent. Like, I was 25 when I had Bash. I'm 37 now. So it's just like a whole different mind state, like having a new child and it's a girl.
It was crazy to watch y'all all get older, yo.
Yeah,
because I remember that whole
Not kids get older.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. No. Because you know what it is? And I don't know if it's because of the internet. I don't think we've had another movement like that. Like, when I think about the U and the Kendricks and the...
Yeah, I feel like the 2016, like Uzi and Cardi and them, they held it down.
They had a movement, but I will say, because I know what you're talking about with Uzi, especially because I'm from Delaware, he's from Philly, but it's still just different. Like, I can't really describe it. Like, the way that the whole Taylor gang and, like, how we were dressing, it was really different.
How often do you revisit the first Cushion Orange Juice?
Now I listen to it a lot because we perform it a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of like festivals and places where they're like, can you come through and perform the whole catalog or give us 3 songs off of there or something like that. So I listen to it, and I listen to it for inspiration too. Sometimes I sampled a couple songs on this new one from the old one. I threw it in there. You wouldn't even know, but just to keep the DNA there.
Can you tell me so I can go back?
Nah, you figure it out.
Now I gotta do it again.
Yeah, exactly, and again and again.
Because it feel literally, I said that earlier, it feels like the original Cushion Orange Juice, even though it's new music. And a lot of artists can't do that, not this far apart.
Right. Yeah, yep.
I love how you keep Max B's name alive.
Yeah, yep.
He's on the new project.
Yeah, he's also one of my favorite artists as well. Yeah, yep.
How often do you speak to him?
Here and there. Yeah, especially now that the album's coming out and he's coming home too. Yeah, we talk here and there. It's nothing too crazy. Just be like, I see you, big bro.
How'd y'all get him on the project? Over the phone?
Yeah.
That sounds good as hell to be a phone record.
Yeah. Well, the voice notes, it's easy to do it on voice notes now and then just line it up. Like I told you, we manipulating music these days.
Yeah, so you take the vocal, then put the beat behind it. He's not rapping.
I guess. I don't want people to start getting their friends in jail on their records, getting them in trouble. Because you can get out.
Tory Lanez just did a whole album.
I don't know how much. I don't know, but don't do it. Stay out of trouble.
The other thing I was gonna say too, man, do you see the moments in your life when your career just went up? Like, for example, like when you put out We Them Boys, that's another level. When you put out what was the other, Black and Yellow, that's another level.
Oh my God.
And then See You Again come on, that's every white person in America's favorite funeral anthem.
Favorite funeral anthem.
It is though.
Yeah, I look at my career like a basketball player or something like that. Like me being signed to Atlantic, I did really well. Like being a major artist, so I look at it like that.
How do you feel about your children being open to public scrutiny? Like motherfuckers on social media commenting and
yeah, it is what it is. Like they're gonna go through that anyway at school. Like they got Snapchat and they be doing all that stuff at school. So that's just the world that we live in now. And like back in the day, we used to rip on each other too. So we just didn't have the computer to do it. But it builds tough skin, and it is what it is. Like I've always been able to still be confident in myself and function and not crash out, due to what anybody says about me. So I feel like they'll be all right.
Is it the weed? Like whenever you feel yourself about to crash out, or like do you roll up?
No. It's not the weed. It's the confidence, man. Mm-hmm. I breathe. I do yoga. I believe in myself. I got a higher calling. And sometimes they might be right. I do look funny sometimes. My feet are ugly. Or not ugly, but messed up. But like, you can't get mad at people pointing out your flaws because we're not perfect. So if you point out a flaw, you might be right.
All right, we got more with Wiz Khalifa when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Wiz Khalifa. Lauren?
Since you, there are people that are younger than you, just in music, that I'm sure call you about different things because creatively, your music does inspire people, like you mentioned. But like just as a dad and in a relationship, a lot of your stuff is public. Like I saw a conversation, an interview where I think it was Amber. She was talking about you guys had to sit down, Sebastian, have a conversation. He found her OnlyFans or something like that. How do you guide, first of all, yourself and have that conversation with your son? But when your friends, your peers are calling you like, yo, my girl's doing this online or like whatever, what's your conversation with people? Because you handle things so well and so gracefully.
Yeah, I think I don't expect everybody to handle things the way that I do. So my advice sometimes is like, man, be f***ed up, dog. Like that's just how it is.
That's rude.
But you have to accept it and you have to understand that that's a part of it as well. And it be like that sometimes. But we make these decisions based off of what we think we can handle and what we can't handle. So, or you're given a lot of responsibility based off of what you can handle and you don't even know you're ready for it like that. So if you really want this, you're gonna deal with the good and the bad. Like I'm built for it. I know how to smile. I know how to, put on a face in front of people who I know might have talked on me or tried to cut my throat or one up on, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. Well, I don't get no further by exposing all of that. I get further just by being me. But a lot of people ain't built for it like that. So, you really got to be like that.
As a parent, though, are you ever really ready to have those like really public conversations with like that's such a public thing to have to talk about and your child to see, and then in private you have to deal with it, but then also in public you have to deal with it because then y'all talk about the fact that it happened?
I think like me, I just keep it pushing. Like as long as I'm good, like in the household, you're gonna have to deal with that or things like that regardless. If it's not even directly involved with you, you're still gonna have to have some type of conversation like that with your kid, and it's not easy for anybody. So as soon as they start finding that stuff or looking at that stuff or hearing things about, it might be their parent, it might be their sibling, it might be, you know what I mean? It could be whatever. There's no age limit to that either. It happens through their teens. It's going to happen in their 20s. Oh, I heard your son is out here, da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
I don't even know what that's like yet, but we go through the stages. Every parent's going to go through the stage. But as far as publicly, I don't live my life for the public, so I don't even consider that when I'm making my moves. I don't care. Like I don't hear it. I don't digest it. It's not. It ain't real to me. And if it pops up, then it's something that I could. You know what I mean? I'll deal with it in the moment. But it's like I ain't tripping on none of that.
Are you gonna keep secrets from your kids?
What kind of secrets?
Well, just in general. Like I always tell people that you should always have conversations with your parents because you'll find out that they had a life before they were your parents.
Yeah, I think how old are your kids?
16, 9, 6, and 3.
Yeah, having a 12-year-old, it's like I'm finding out that they know way more than you actually think that they know. So it's hard to keep secrets when they're telling you that they know that you thought that they didn't know. So it's like, damn, there ain't no secrets. Like for real, I didn't even know I was gonna have to explain that to you. But it's just part of it, like because I think the benefit of that is them not having to hear it from somebody else. Like I was raised by my cousins and bunch of 18-year-olds and 20-year-olds when I was his age. So I was learning things a little bit differently. Like the filter was totally different. So I would rather be able to give my kids that knowledge than like the streets. Yeah, hell yeah. Because it's gonna happen.
What is a Drake move? Wiz Khalifa?
What's a Drake move?
What is a Drake move?
A very smart business decision.
I know that's right.
That's what a Drake move is.
You know what I want to ask you too, man. You've been a mentor to a lot of great people, and I recently saw this thing called the Mount Rushmore of white rappers. And the good brother Mac Miller was on there. I don't know if you saw it, but how did that make you feel knowing that you was a mentor to him? Because he's the greatest rappers of all time. It was Eminem, it was Mac Miller.
They shouldn't be separating white rappers and black rappers. They're all rappers. And Mac Miller is an amazing artist, bro. Like, I watched him, come from just being a kid in the studio to like really changing how people digest and listen to music, like on his own. And of course he started like kind of after I was doing what I was doing. So it was, people associated me and him together, like I was doing that for him or something like that. But he was just inspired by what he was around, and as soon as he like branched off and started doing his thing, he gained his own identity, his own fan base, his own expectations of what his music is, and his own love and legacy for what his music is. So I love that kid.
It's been 7 years since Mac passed. Do you have those moments where you like, oh, Mac not here?
It kind of still bothers me just because like he's not here, like, you know what I mean? And that's the part that sucks, because it happened like close to my birthday. So every time it's around my birthday, they celebrating his life too. So I'm always reminded. I'm like, damn, bro, that was just like, it's like sometimes when people pass, it's just like, yo, that's f***ed up, bro. Like, yeah, it never really sits well, like, you know what I mean? So that's one of them.
Did it shift anything in your life?
Nah, not really, because I knew him personally. Gotcha. So we would have conversations, and he was like, I think out of respect, everybody don't speak on like what he was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So we just like talk about his legacy, but it was a lot to see him go through that.
Just to see you smile. Was that a difficult record?
No.
To make? Okay.
I like to make real songs. It was like I said, it was in the moment. And I talk about my mom on there. I talk about like the original, like what was going on when I first started making music and I brought it till now. And then I talk about my sibling who passed away on there as well. So no, it's not difficult for me.
Is it therapeutic in a way?
Yeah, I would say that. I think it's just like, for me, I have to talk about everything. Like I can't just give you like one side of like what's going on. And a lot of people, they may or may not want to hear that, but for the people who do, I make sure that stuff is there, and I make sure that it's current and that it's real for them to go through too.
Hey, Wiz, man, keep doing what you do, man.
Thank you.
Are a blueprint.
Thank you.
Whether people realize it or not.
Appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? From the music aspect, even to the entrepreneur aspect. You got strains of weed, you got mushrooms, you got
Liquid Death.
Liquid Death.
You're involved in that?
Yeah.
That is so on brand for you.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
didn't know Liquid Death was yours.
Yes, sir.
Explain that. How did you get involved?
Early, before they even took off. Like, it was like, hey, boom, boom, bam, and the whole business thing and the whole, you be a part of this, we do that, and Liquid Death.
I knew about the gin.
Yeah,
with Sovereign Brands.
This was, I've been a part of this company almost 10 years now.
Liquid Death?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
you see that everywhere.
Yes, that is so everywhere. The first time I saw it, I was like, what? Why are you drinking that? And then they explained that it was water. Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But even the can and the way that it's branded, it just fits your whole aesthetic.
Yeah.
That's what else do you do business wise on the back end that, like, I mean, if you want to talk about it, but I feel like there's a whole portfolio back there that the people might not know.
Like you said, McQueen, but we're part of that whole company though, the whole Duce and Bel Air and all of that. Oh, PFL as well. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Professional Fighters League, but I'm involved with them too. We just bought Bellator's and UFC, and then there's PFL. That's
I heard of PFL.
Yeah. I'm down with them too.
Wiz Khalifa, man. Cushion orange juice,
like I made it through. Say yes, like I made it through.
Oh, come on now.
Nah, it's easy for Wiz.
Y'all cool. I came to see y'all.
Cushion Orange Juice. Oh, and y'all about to go on tour. The Taylor Gang World Tour.
Yeah, Taylor Gang
May
the World.
20th.
Yep, Taylor Gang the World. Cushion Orange Juice 2. Follow me on all socials. TikTok, Wiz Khalifa. Instagram, Wiz Khalifa. X, Wiz Khalifa. Yeah.
It's Wiz Khalifa, The Breakfast Club.
You're checking out The Breakfast Club.
I was born a donkey.
It's the donkey of the day.
For the donkey of the day.
That's pretty fun.
Charlamagne the devil?
Possibly. The Breakfast Club.
Charlamagne, who you give the donkey of the day to now?
Well, Sexy Red. Donkey of the day goes to 5 Memphis men. Mikael Sanders, 18. Rashawn Bryant, 22. Jordan Smith, 19. Mondre Cole Mays, 18. And Desmond Sudbury, 18. All of them have been arrested. And your Uncle Charlotte needs to let all you YNs know something. Please, please, please stop with the organized crime. Seriously, man. If you can create, a criminal enterprise, then you also have the brains to start some type of small business. I'm just sick of hearing about young people coming together to form drug rings and fraud schemes, even organized theft. If you can put so much time and energy in doing the wrong thing, then you can put that same time and energy into doing the right thing. Okay, you youngins are not applying yourself properly, and you could be, and that's what frustrates me the most. Okay, unity and group operation is a must, but why do we only seem to see unity and group operation when folks is coming together to commit crimes? And this country not playing with you, okay? They are ready at all times to introduce you to their good friend Rico. And these 5 Memphis men, sadly, are the latest example of that. Would you like to know what the criminal behavior was? Would you? Everybody take a deep breath. Come on. Take a deep breath, because this type of organized crime is triggering. Let's go to the Miami Herald for the report, please.
Tennessee cops say traffic came to a halt at a downtown Memphis intersection when 5 men leapt from their car and began twerking before baffled motorists in Tennessee. It happened Monday, March 10th, about 3 blocks east of the Mississippi River, and the dancing was still in progress when a police lieutenant drove up. What the officer saw was a 2016 Chevy Malibu blocking traffic at a green light, and 4 men twerking around the car outside. A 5th man was spotted dancing on the car's hood. The 5 men were taken into custody so the offense would not happen again, and they were charged with obstructing traffic. The men ranged in age from 18 to 22. A motive behind the stunt was not released.
5 Memphis men got together to disrupt the lives of law-abiding citizens just trying to go about their day. A vehicular blockade caused by booty. That's what this was. Hey, Mikkel, Rashawn, Jordan, Mondre, Desmond, when you were scrubbing the ground, cheeks to concrete, did you think about the ambulance you may be keeping from getting to the hospital? The person who just got a job, first day of work, and they about to be late because of your traffic tampering through twerk terrorism? This should be an episode of Law & Order Twerk Victims Unit. Okay, not only is this a criminal enterprise, it's a whole production. You all probably had Glorilla blasting, okay, cameras out, just a synchronized routine of reckless rump shaking. Why? First degree felonious fraggle maggotry. That's what this is. Okay, the unlawful act of throwing it back in a way that disturbs the peace, blocks traffic, and disrupts people's everyday lives. Why? We cannot let the ass cartel get away with this. Are we really going to sit back and allow an underground network of professional rump shakers to disrupt society? People like this don't think of anybody but themselves. The only real luxury any of us have is time, people. Okay? Because it doesn't come back. So imagine you running late for something important, rushing to pick your kids up, trying to make your Brazilian wax appointment. I have one today, by the way. And you're stuck in traffic because 5 grown-ass loose booty bandits decided to turn the highway into Magic City Monday. They are all charged with obstructing a highway or passageway, but I feel like this should be a Frico case. This is a Frico case, okay? There has to be a stiffer punishment for this organized booty movement because this was a coordinated effort to weaponize the wobble in public. Where is President Trump to sign an executive order to stop this street scripting syndicate? Huh? If he doesn't intervene, this could get out of control. Okay, men will mimic this behavior all over America. This could get out of hand. Do you really want criminal organizations dedicated to twerk-related infractions popping up all over the country? Do we really want booty trafficking? Diddy, don't you answer that, okay? The illegal transportation and distribution of reckless twerking across state lines, do we need that? Let's do better. Please give Mikkel Sanders, Rashawn Bryant, Jordan Smith, Mondre Comaze, and Desmond Subbery the biggest hee-haw.
I have a question. Now, if this was back in your day, and 5 women...
Back in my day, like you wasn't born in 1977.
If 5 women were twerking in front of you, would you mind? Would you call the police back in your day?
First of all, I don't have time for your hypotheticals. Let's deal with the reality of the situation. So that's what's wrong with people nowadays. They don't never want to deal with the reality of things. Let's deal with the shared reality. I'm going to show you this mugshot. Look at that. Don't get bricked up over there. Can you see this, Jess? Jess, can you see it? Somebody send this picture to Jess. I don't want you to get bricked up over there.
I'm not bricked up. I'm nowhere near bricked up.
Don't get bricked up over there.
Even if it was women, I mean, if you try and get somewhere,
that's
move.
It. That's right.
Like, what are we doing?
This ain't got nothing to do with the gender of nothing. Why are you disrupting traffic, stopping people's day? Okay, we got things to do. You just hopping out of a 2016 Chevy Malibu to twerk in the middle of the street for what?
In 2025?
Come on. Stop. This ain't got nothing to do with gender.
Why you keep looking at the picture?
Because I'm trying to figure out what they all identify. That's why.
There's one with red hair, right?
You know what? It don't matter. There was an executive order signed about it.
You're right. You're absolutely right. All right. Okay. Well,
they say this pride every day. What are you talking about?
All right. Well, thank you for that dog of the day.
The Breakfast Club.
Dangerous Morning Show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God. Lauren LaRose is here. Jess Hilarious is here. Who's filling in for Envy? Lauren LaRose is filling in for Envy.
Absolutely.
Is Envy filling in? He's here.
I'm here. But she's filling in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a guest today, though, because his new book, Real Life, Real Family, with the queen of the house, Gia Casey, is out right now. How you feeling, Gia?
Humbled by being given the opportunity to write a book about something that is the most important thing to me, the thing I'm the most passionate about, the thing that brings me the most joy, family, parenting, my household, our home. So yes, I'm very humbled.
This is the second book. Yes, it's amazing. You know what? Let's just rewind it back. For those who don't know, who is the Casey Crew? Where did that name come from? How did y'all get started?
Do you remember?
The Casey Crew? Yeah, it's our last name. What do you mean?
No. But do you remember how we came up with the name?
No, how did we come up with the name?
We were doing our first podcast, and it was before we were doing like the audio version, the video version. It was just the audio version. And we started the podcast without a name. And we sat there and we kind of was coming up with like different names. And one of us said, well, how about the Casey Crew? You know, our last name is Casey. We have a whole crew of kids, a whole gaggle.
Yes.
What about the Casey Crew? And then people, you know, DM'd us and emailed and whatnot. And they said, yeah, we love that name. We love that name. So we decided to call ourselves the Casey Crew.
Amazing.
That's where it came about.
Okay.
And Gia, whenever you post on social, you always hashtag the Casey Crew.
Yes.
Envy does as well. But one of the things that you guys do really good from the podcast to bringing it online is you pay attention to the comments and the responses.
Gia does.
Gia, yeah. And you guys bring them into the podcast, but you also like reflect on them on social media. So I want to read one of the posts that we pulled, and I thought that this was great. You inspire me. This is someone commenting to you guys. You inspire me. I wish all parents had this level of intention, planning, and vibe. Truth is, most parents, moms, are stressed, overworked by trying to make ends meet and harboring trauma. Therefore, it's passed down to the children. You've passed down light and love because of that and because of what you are. High five to all of the parents doing their best. And you use that as a moment to talk about like, no, it get a little crazy over here. But but it's important because if you ever been around your family, it is a lot of love and a lot of light. But I'm sure on the inside, things get crazy.
Well, you know, that's a big misconception. People assume that because you live a certain lifestyle or because you've earned a certain financial status, that you don't have the same problems that they have, you know? So that comment really, really stood out to me because she spoke on the troubles and the trauma and the word trauma that she used. And Rashawn will speak on the word trauma. Sometimes he feels as though it's a word that's overused, but it's a word that represents something that so many people endure. The difference now is that we have words to identify how we feel and what we go through, and it's articulated. Because when our feelings and our experiences are articulated, then you're able to communicate. People are able to understand you. You're able to understand other people. You're able to have empathy and compassion for other people because now we're all speaking a universal language. Right. Like the word triggered, like the word trauma, like the word
gaslight.
You know, these are things that some may think are overused now, but
words.
Yes, but there is value there. There is value there because now we can see each other. We understand each other.
When you're trying to create a safe space, you know, how is it to venture into an unsafe space like the comments? Especially with somebody that's on the air every day. You know what I mean? People have an opinion about Envy every day.
So I read every single comment.
Every last comment. Every YouTube comment.
Interacting a lot.
I interact. It started when I had a lower follower count. It started because I always felt that if someone follows me, that's an investment, a small investment maybe, but it's an investment that they put into me. And they're looking at my content, they're looking at my pictures, and you left a comment, I want to respond back to you. I used to respond to almost every comment, you know, but then when my followers went up, I wasn't really able to do that. And that was something that, you know, I had to take that on the chin. I wasn't able to, but it's a sign of respect. And You said, why do I do that to myself?
Yeah.
Because I'm strong enough to do that.
That's right.
I'm strong enough to do that. The comments don't, if they are negative, and I have to say I don't receive a lot of negative comments, thankfully, thank God. But if they are negative, I look at it as insight. I might ask myself, why might someone have that perspective? To me, it feeds my mental because I'm a thinker. I'm a deep thinker. I mull over things. I love to understand people. So for me, the comments are food. And they also bring me happiness when they're good. Yeah. It lets you know that you're reaching someone. You're whatever it is that you're putting out, because it's in the sense of sharing. There's a lot of things that I don't share. So if I choose to share and it's well received, then that's a good feeling. I think that's why a lot of people are on, or part of the reason why a lot of people are on social media. You know what I mean? And I'm strong enough to do so, and that's because of the way that I was raised.
Yeah.
I was raised to be a very strong and resilient woman. It comes directly from my parents. I'm fortunate in the sense that I can look back and identify things about the way that I was raised that created the individual, the woman, the mother, the wife that I am. And it's, for me, it's a very beautiful thing. Both of my parents are no longer here. So to be able to say, wow, when my mother did this every single day, or when she took me here once a week, or when she said this to me, and those compliments, so, and that the way that she fed me and she fed my soul, and the joy that I experienced and the amount of fun that I had as a kid. Like, I loved my life. And it's not because we were wealthy. We were not. We're a middle class family. I'm from Brooklyn, from East Flatbush. We weren't raised, you know, like I'm from an urban area, and it had nothing to do with money. It had nothing to do with wealth. It had everything to do with what my parents poured into my home and the love that I felt. And that is what we put into writing this book. There's a lot of books that we could have written. You know, so many ideas came out because Real Life, Real Love was a huge success. It was a national bestseller. So it's like, oh, you can write a book about this. You can write. We said we want to write a book about family. It's what we know best. It's what we know best. We've had so many ups, so many downs, so many wins, so many losses, so many things that we thought we were doing right that we weren't, that we had to regroup and make sure that we were balanced, you know, as a married couple, because when we didn't agree, it's like, my way is better. No, my way is better. And this, you know, we had to come to a meeting of the minds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So our relationship, you know, the relationship grew, you know, because we had to learn how to see eye to eye as parents. So there was many, many ups and downs, and we wanted to pour that all into a book. You know, we wanted to let everyone know, like, it's really that village mentality. It's really that, like, we are a community, especially our Black community, because
I'm Black.
Yes, yeah. For the record, he is 100% Black. He doesn't have an ounce of Spanish blood.
Source next to envy says he's Black.
But I know that you're well aware because you speak to things of this nature often. But our history is being erased in schools, and it's being stripped away silently in society. So the foundation starts in our homes.
Yeah.
We have to teach children how to identify themselves. We have to teach children that sense of belonging. And they have to understand that they come from something meaningful. And if you leave it up to society to teach them that, you're going to wind up with children that are lost, that are overlooked, that don't know how to identify themselves, that get taken advantage of, and that are susceptible to what society wants for them. So for us, our core, our nucleus, our foundation, our home supersedes anything else in this world. We put our family first.
All right, when we come back, we have more with Gia Casey. Our book, Real Life, Real Family, is in stores right now. A guide to raising empowered children. We'll be back in minutes. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is here as well, as we're kicking it with Gia Casey. Our new book, Real Life, Real Family, is out today. You can pick it up at Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, or Audible. Jess?
Would you say that you and Envy have two different parenting styles?
Absolutely.
Who's the more lenient parent?
It depends what it is.
Okay.
Like, you know, everybody knows my dad is retired police officer and ex-military, so I'm disciplined. I was the yeller, the screamer because I said so.
Yeah.
Gia's a lot different.
He did.
Like arguments with Gia be like 7 hours. Like it don't be
This is
like
true.
she wants to know why.
Yeah.
Why did you feel that
and
way?
I can tell she likes to break down.
What?
If you don't get it, you gonna get it by the end of the
Right,
day.
yes.
You better not trip up on them words.
Right. Exactly. So you got to really think before you speak to her, because she's like, all right, well, explain that. Like, I just said it just because. No, Nick, explain this. But so I'm more like, because I said so. She's more like, well, you can't go to the mall because of this. Because this could happen. Well, explain your parenting style. Mine is my dad was like, no, and you didn't ask why. It just
you don't ask
it was what it was. You just figured it out later. Gia's a little different.
I prefer the explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how my parents were with me. I knew that my parents were invested in me living a happy, fulfilled, and fun life. And we didn't go lightly on the fun. And because I knew that, and my parents never said no just for the sake of saying no. Because parents are overworked and they are stressed. And the last thing they want to hear when they walk through the door is, Mommy, can you take me here? Can you buy me this? Can we watch this together? Can we go? Like, slow down. No. And sometimes you say no, you don't even know why you're saying no. That's not a good parenting technique.
Yeah.
You really have to take a moment. You have to take a beat. We all have to take a beat to listen to our children and be patient. And because I knew that my parents were invested in me that way, I knew that when they said no, there was a good reason.
Yeah. How do you make sure you're raising the kids out of love and not fear, though?
That's such a good question. It comes with the explanations. Do you know what I mean? I don't tell them, you can't do this and you can't do that. Why? Because I said so. Let me explain to you why. Sometimes we'll watch the news together, when they're at an appropriate age, at about 9 years old. I think that they're mature enough to ingest certain things. So what I do is I would record it on my DVR and then cherry pick different stories that I think that are appropriate, that speak to the protective measures that we take on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like if I see a child abduction that's not too traumatic, I might save that and then show it to a child that's old enough. I did it with Madison, I did it with Logan, and I find that they take that into their adult lives and they're very, very, like Madison walks around like a police officer. She has a boyfriend, his name is Andrew. And when they go into a restaurant, she's the one that sits facing the door. She feels like the protective force in that relationship because her head is always on swivel. You know what I mean? She could tell you a car that was driving 6 cars ahead, and she's always paying attention to license plates. When she was young, I used to go through like, in case you get kidnapped scenarios, because it's the type of information that can save a life. Girls are being taken. Yeah. So if you have a young girl, it is very proactive to educate them about the realities and the tricks and the cons that people, because even me, as proactive as I try to be, that whole technique with a baby crying outside your house, I would be inclined to open the door. Yeah. If I hear a baby crying and someone that sounds like a mother yelling and screaming outside the house, I am that type of person. But
not me.
But now I am.
Like something wrong.
But now,
call police. What's the emergency?
I would be inclined to open that door. But now with all the knowledge and some of the good things about social media is that so much knowledge is being spread. So now we're consuming good information as well. So I heard that. I'm like, wow, that's absolutely right. It jogs your thinking. It makes you say, oh, wait a minute. I do have to put myself first. Even if someone else, a stranger, seems to be in need, I have to prioritize myself, my home, my family. So, it's important to spread information and to teach your kids, even though it may be a little scary. But you do have to do it in a way where it doesn't incite fear.
Yeah. How y'all pick and choose what y'all decide to be transparent about? Like, it's just so much. And your kids are getting older and they're like, they're wanting to walk by themselves with their friends. How do you know?
If it was up to me, I'm transparent with everything, right? Gia has to hold back a lot. Like, for instance, with Logan, right? Logan, when he was in high school, used to get picked on all the time. But he used to get picked on, guess for what reason?
Oh.
Being light-skinned?
No, because Charlamagne is gay. Yes. So
stop being gay. I tell you all the time.
No, when you gave me the ass, that's why. Pause.
What? Wow. Hey, yo.
He gave me the butt cake. When he gave me the butt cake.
Not much better.
You know what I mean.
The butt shaped cake he gave you. No, we are not about to hate Bob, but it's just shit. Don't do that.
He used to be getting made fun of because of that. So, but the reason I'm so transparent is there's so many families and people dealing with the same things but never want to talk about it.
Right.
Scared to. So that's why I talked about the orgasm thing in the first book. That's why in the second book we talk about, you know, the time
What was the
Madison.
orgasm thing from the first
Shut
book?
up,
For those
no.
who didn't-
No, we're not doing that. Every interview you do that. He Googles it. Every interview.
Lauren, do you want to do some
No,
research?
no,
I already know.
No.
You should tell the listeners for
No.
those.
So even like in this book, we talk about the time that Logan found a bloody condom at one of his friend's house. So he came, but he's comfortable. Why are you looking at that? It wasn't mine.
I'm intrigued.
Wait, he's like, oh, he found a bloody condom.
It wasn't our house, all right?
No, it was at his friend's house.
At his friend's house.
And he was like maybe 9 years old.
9 years old.
He was about 9 years old.
But he was comfortable enough to come
He was
over
in,
and
they
ask
were in
mom
the
about it.
basement, and the little boy had an older brother.
So what did you say?
Yeah.
Remember when Charlamagne gave Daddy the ass? That's how. That's
how the bloody condom happened. Oh my gosh! So that's when we had the sex talk, and Gia had to have the sex talks with Logan and Madison.
What kind of sex talk though?
No, I'm serious. It wasn't a backdoor
It's
sex
a
talk.
different era that we in, so it ain't just birds and bees. It's birds and wasps and birds and... No, I'm serious.
Birds and
They got a full blown sex talk. They had to understand, because if you leave it
no
up,
backdoor sex talk. If that's what you...
No.
Yeah, 'cause I'm really trying to figure out why was the condom bloody. I'm really...
It might have been somebody ran a red light. Or
Yeah.
What do you think, Charlamagne?
Yeah, like somebody just somebody butt open and just straight just, you know what I'm saying? Nah, somebody ran a red light out.
It could also be like a first time thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but no, they at that point I found that they were old enough and mature enough, and they're encountering things. Now these conversations are being had amongst their peers, and I knew that if I didn't set them straight, that they were going to be absorbing all of this wrong information and wrong ideas. So I told them, sex feels good. It's a pleasurable experience. God made us that way because God wants us to reproduce.
Right.
He wants us to create offspring. So he made it something that we would enjoy, but it's meant for someone that you love. And that's the reason why. So they're like, oh, okay. So what is it like?
Yeah.
And
what did you say?
okay, if I'm being honest, I told them that there is a penis and there is a vagina. And my son Logan was like, so like this? I was like, yeah, something like that. I said, you know, some people look at it as a negative thing.
No,
He really didn't. No, he really didn't. He really didn't. Even like my 11-year-old son right now, he does not know. So when they ask me questions that I don't want them to know about, and he's older than Logan was, but now I have a better grip on his friends and a grip on what he's exposed to on his phone and whatnot, and parameters, boundaries. So I'm really abreast of what he knows and what he doesn't, and our lines of communication are
way better.
Yeah.
All right, we have more with Gia Casey when we come back. Our new book, Real Life, Real Family, is out today. It's a guide to raising empowered children, and it's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is here as well, as we're kicking it with Gia Casey. Our new book, Real Life, Real Family, is out today. You can pick it up at Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, or Audible. Jess?
You have 6 kids, so is there anything that you felt like in the beginning y'all didn't know until y'all got to that 6th kid?
Of course.
Yeah. Like, what were some of the
I'll give you an
things
example.
that you didn't know? You just was like, me and Rashawn winging this. Like,
I'll give you an example. So one of the fails, and this was something that we disagreed on. So it was the explaining everything to the kids. I have the patience to do it, and he really is a because I said so type of guy. And it worked beautifully with Madison. But with Logan, from a young age, I would explain everything to him. And he's a mama's boy.
Times 30.
You know what I mean? Like, we're very, very close. But it kind of went wrong with him. Because what we found was that we created an environment where he felt that he was entitled to an explanation. And he felt as though because we gave him too safe of a space, that he could challenge me and he can challenge a decision that I made. So we had to dial that back.
Teach boundaries.
And then we had to teach boundaries and let him know his place.
Yeah.
So that was a fail in a sense. And Rashawn would always look at me like, see, I told you. Like, see, I told you.
I'm
Because
always the bad guy because now I got to go discipline that. So now me and Logan get into it.
And now you can't beat Logan because Logan beat him.
So now I got to discipline Logan, and then me and Logan get into it. But one thing about Logan and all of our kids, which is the craziest thing, is they're very forgiving. Like with Logan, I have to get sometimes so disrespectful for him to understand. And the next day he's like, hey, Dad, what's up? And I'm like, hey, Dad, what's up? But that's how he is. And he just has conversations. But we have those conversations and we understand and we talk. But he's the one that, just like his mom.
I love that y'all have a family mission statement.
Yes.
What is the mission statement? And tell people the importance of that.
Well, just so we know, we don't have it on our wall and then make the kids read it when they walk in the house. Like, it's not that type of mission statement. It's not like that. So our mission statement is just something that we, as a family, we all live by, right? And I'll read some of them. And the reason is we are a close unit, right? So if you see us together, we're all always out together. You see me the other day with Jackson. You see me before, and Charlamagne has seen me before. So the mission statement is we are a unit, right? We all ride together. Like, we are really a unit.
A unit.
I'm an only child, so I'm heavy into taking care of each other. We respect each other, of course. It's simple. We make sure that we respect each other's feeling. We always have each other's backs. That's one thing that we always do. And it's, sometimes when we have conversations up here, I always talk about my kids. So when they see stuff on social media, at times I have to stop them because they will go in, especially Logan. Logan will go in. He's like that.
Oh, yeah.
We always uplift each other and point out the good in one another, right? We see that more, especially with our girls in dance, because they compete against each other a lot.
Yeah.
So when they do, we have to make sure that regardless of what happens, like a couple of weeks ago, London lost and we thought London got jerked. So I told, I had a conversation with Brooklyn and Brooklyn was like, Dad, don't worry, I'm going to get first and second for her. And she went out there and busted ass and got first and second.
She got first place and second place.
Gave the first place to her sister because that's what it was. We represent each other at all times. That's how it always is. So we always tell our kids, if we're not there, you make sure that those parents come back and say, oh my gosh, he was such a pleasure. He was polite. He was this. Even with Jackson at the game, Jackson said thank you 1,000,001 times to you. He said hello 1,000,001 times to you because that's what he's taught to do, that you show respect.
Yeah.
With that, my goal for my kids is that when they leave our house, I want everyone that they come in contact with to know that they're well loved. What we teach you inside this house, you exemplify outside of this house. And these are things that a lot of parents don't put into perspective when raising children, because what do we usually do? We take an idea and we throw it up against the wall and we see if it sticks or not. You know what I mean? Oh, that worked. Oh, that didn't. Okay. But a lot of people don't have something tangible that they can go back to and be like, this is a way to create a foundation. Right. This is a way to create a structure. And because we had so many ups and downs, we were able to do that and put it in one place.
And I think the biggest story, I know you hate when I tell the story, was Jackson, right? So we had a parent-teachers night a couple of weeks ago.
Oh.
And a teacher came up to me. Teacher that I had no idea. Didn't know who he was.
It was a STEM night.
A STEM night, right? So he walks over to me. He was like, are you Jackson's dad? And I'm like, yeah. When a teacher usually asks that, it's usually some BS, right? So I'm like, oh, here we go. What did Jackson do? And he was like, I just want to tell you, Jackson did something that no child or adult has done in my life. The other day I'm walking down the hall and Jackson comes running up to me and he goes, are you okay? And the teacher was like, what do you mean? He was like, you just don't look as happy as you usually do. Are you all right? Is anything bothering you? Would you like to have a conversation with me and just talk it through? The teacher was like, what? He was like, nah, you just don't seem as happy as you do, but don't let things stress you out. Just pray on it, and tomorrow will be better, right? And if you need to talk to me, come talk to me. And he said, Jackson ran off. And he was like, I've never had an adult or a child ever do that to me. So he was like, whatever you're doing at home, continue that. And, that just shows what the kids are learning at home is worth everything. You know what I mean? So
you need to report that teacher, too. He don't need to be in the school system.
It ain't even that. It ain't even that. The next day, he probably was like, you got some time at the I am going Y'all are such a beautiful family.
Y'all did such a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Find my husband.
Hey, real life, real family.
Exactly. Yeah, thank you for pulling up.
And for everybody else, we just want to add this last part. We actually wrote it with somebody that helped us out with terms and helped us with different phrases and helped us made sure that we were actually doing the right thing when it came to raising our kids.
Yeah, so we wrote it alongside a psychologist because because we wanted to make sure that our outlooks were on the level that I would want to put it out to the public. I wanted the psychological research and quarterbacking behind the way that we parent to pretty much put a stamp on it. To know that what we're doing, not just from our personal experience-driven point of view is sound, but from a psychological point of view is also sound. I wanted to make sure that alongside the truth and the transparency and the experience, that we had that backing to the book as well. I wanted that level of value in the book as well. So,
yeah, that's right.
And also, if you have a child with anxiety, ADD, ADHD, other setbacks, other disabilities, we speak to you in this book as well, because those people are very, they don't have that many resources. This book is for anyone who is a parent, a single parent, a parent that is married,
a single woman, maybe about to have kids in the next
someone
couple of
that wants to have a child.
I didn't look at you, Lauren.
Wow. Nobody looked at you, Lauren.
First of all, you did look over here.
I looked at you too.
Thank you.
It's forever. It's a very relatable book, and there's a lot of exercises in the book. We kind of also created it in like a workbook style. So there's a lot of reflections. There's a lot of places in there for you to answer questions, so you can kind of analyze yourself and understand your own point of view in a way of like articulation, where if you haven't really thought about certain things, it'll jog you to think about things. And even if you don't take our take, it encourages you and helps you to come up with your own takes on parenting. So
yeah, you have
now
real life, real family.
That's right.
It's the Casey crew. It's the Breakfast Club.
You're checking out the Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is here, and we got some special guests joining us this morning. We have Dontay Banks and we have Kevin Freeman. Welcome, fellas.
Good morning.
How you guys doing this morning?
It's good.
Tell the people who y'all are first of all, so they get some context.
I'm Dontay Banks. I'm Little Dirk's father.
And I'm Kevin Freeman. I'm the executive director for Little Dirk's nonprofit Neighborhood Heroes.
Okay. Well, how is Dirk doing first and foremost?
Oh, he's doing great, wonderful. I just seen him this past Sunday. His spirit's up. He's looking forward, to his day in court, freedom, as this is going to turn out to be, releasing him. But he's doing great, strong in there.
Now, you have a story as well for people that don't know your story. You want to put them on to a little of your story and who, quote unquote, Big Dirk is.
Well, Big Dirk is known in Chicago, in the streets of Chicago, not for good, but back in 1993, I got caught in the feds myself, caught up in the feds, and I received a life sentence. And it took me almost 24 years of 26 years to get up out of there. So I spent most of my life, more life, in jail than I did on the street.
What was it like, when you were locked up and Dirk is here, or was out, and he's climbing and he's rising as a star, and you're seeing it, but you're not seeing it, but like you're calling home, you're feeling it. Like, what was that like?
Oh, that was amazing. At first, I'm on the phone as any father would, go to school, get a trade, go to college.
That's so old school. Get a trade. That's something your parents said. Get a trade. That's right.
I don't want to hear about this. Right? Everybody said they're going to be a rapper. Everybody said they're going to play ball and different things like this. That's every kid's dream.
Right.
So I didn't really take it serious. I'm focused upon what I know to be a true career. Get something up under your belt. And every time, I want to rap. And then I asked his brother, his oldest brother, which was D-Thing at the time, Dontay Banks Jr. I said, is he good? Is he good? Is he going to go anywhere with this? He said, yeah, he's good. And then it was on, what was that?
106 and Park?
106 and Park. I'm in prison. I look up there. He said, I'm going to be on 106 and Park. And I said, okay, everybody in prison, he's going to be on 106 and Park. So every TV is on 106 and Park. We waiting on him. And then that's when we found out, he got a little buzz.
He got buzz. Got a big buzz.
And I see you, even just in talking about it, you're smiling, and it's just, I can imagine, just as a parent, it's like, I want my child to be successful, and it's happening, and then you're in a predicament that you're in, and seeing it feels good to know that, he's carrying the family, and things are working out, and then everything that we are, seeing now happens. How did that feel when you heard the indictment come down and things of that nature?
From being in there, and knowing what he up against now, you run right there so I can be with him to help him through this. Because being in the feds ain't no small task. This is a big thing. They don't give no room. They just snatch you up with almost and put you in a hopeless situation. Everybody that goes in kind of got to fight their way out to show and prove that this is what it is. But, it hurts to know that he have to go through what I just went through. You have to deal with this system now. It hurts real bad, you know, first losing the oldest son and to the streets, and now losing him to the government, you know. So that's why I'm there, hands-on, lawyers, hands-on with him, telling him every step of what to do now and how to fight this.
Being a person of faith, you know Allah is the best knower and planner, but when you lose a son, you know, to murder, and you lose a son to the jail system, how does that make you feel? Like, just your faith, how did that test your faith?
Oh, it does. It tests your faith. It tests your faith in a way that's, you have to be a parent to understand what I'm saying here. It really tests you, you know. But just like you said, that faith, you know, everything belongs to Allah. It don't actually belong to me. He just used me as a vessel, but it belongs to him. So I just got to be patient for what's going on here and trust in him and continue to make dua, which is supplication, that he brings about the victory that we are looking for in the situation, the relief that we're looking for.
Also, I wanted to ask about his case so much because the Dirk that we knew, that I knew personally, he was such into giving back, right? He would call all the time about the things that he wanted to do for Chicago and the area that he grew up in, and the things that he wanted to change, and how he wanted to give kids an opportunity that they would think more than the street and have things to do. So with his organization, is his organization still out there being able to help, or is a lot of those funds and things been pulled from that?
Absolutely, Envy. So this didn't just happen yesterday. You know, sitting down with Dirk Banks, you know, I remember the day when he was like, Kev, you know, this is my vision. This is what I want to do, because he was already doing the work. He's like, okay, but let's do it for real. And we say for real, let's get a registered 501c3, and let's really, truly, you know, look at the impact that we can make. And one thing that we landed on, and still to this day, is like, Dirk, this is your vision. This is your vision. And it's going to be our jobs. When I say our jobs, my job, the board of directors and those that support, we're going to help bring it to life. And to be able to look back and see from 2020 and all the amazing work that he's done. And as you know, in media, you know, a lot of folks don't want to talk about the great things and the positive things that individuals are out here doing. And he didn't do it for that. He did it for the fact that he know that, he said, Kev, these are things that I wasn't able to experience when I was a kid. So now that I'm in position to do it, I'm all in. Let's go. I'm the voice. So I'm like, all right. So sitting with him, I mean, all around the clock. When I say around the clock, I mean, as you know, he's coming from the studio at 3-4 in the morning. He's kind of like, listen, this is what I want to do. And I'm digesting it. I'm saying, okay, from all the things that I'm hearing, all the things that I feel your passion, we created 4 foundation pillars based off the things that Dirk Banks was truly invested in, wanted to do. And it started off with neighborhoods, prosperity, emerging leaders, health and wellness. So with all those 4 different pillars, there's a bucket of work that lives within everyone. So everyone can't be the next Lil Durk, but everyone can be that guy behind the production. And this is exposing these young black boys and girls that Dirk has been doing for a long time.
I was going to ask y'all, the last thing that he did before he was taken into custody, it was the big prayer event that he had, and then he received the keys to the city.
Absolutely.
But the mayor, I believe it was the mayor, got a lot of backlash after he was arrested. And I think, you know, there were certain people and things that like stepped back. So how hard has it been? Because the organization is tied to Dirk, like, are y'all facing opposition, or are people still like, no, we know he's a good person?
You're going to face opposition just being a young black artist, a young black man, a young black woman. There's always going to be trials and tribulations. And if we allow one situation like that to stop us, what we're doing, then we're losing the focus of what his true mission was. Yeah.
All right, we have more with Dontay Banks and Kevin Freeman when we come back. Of course, Dontay Banks is Little Dirk's father. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lon LaRosa is here as well. We're still kicking it with Little Dirk's dad, Dontay Banks, and Kevin Freeman, who is the executive director for Little Dirk's nonprofit Neighborhood Heroes. They're in the building. Now, can you give us an update on Dirk's case?
Yeah. Now, one thing I can say, well, y'all, the question y'all ask Kevin, how people looking at him now, it ain't a place I go. It's not a place that I go a phone call and I don't get where he get 100% support. Ain't nobody like turning their back on him or saying nothing negative about, other than, you know, a little blob here and there or a podcast who's trying to get some type of recognition about saying something negative about him. But overall, 90%, everybody's there in a prayer, they support. He get many, many letters of, you know, keep your head, keep going on. You're going to get up out of this, you know, things of that nature there. So the support is 100%. And I love that about him because that tells you what kind of person he is. When no one is trying to, look at his downfall as something that we can now say, hey, look at him. We told you about him. Not this type of thing here.
What do y'all, when y'all come out here and y'all do these press hits, what are y'all hopes? What are y'all trying to do?
We trying to bring a real look. What is Junior? I call him Junior. What is him? What he's supposed to be looking, how you supposed to view him. Don't take allegations and make them a fact. Don't take allegations and make it a conviction. Allegations are just that. These are allegations. Give us a chance in court to prove ourselves. Give us a chance, and this one thing, again, we shout out the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, when they try to attack him. He said, don't give the brother his chance in court.
That's right. Due process.
Due process. Give him his chance in court. And this is what we ask everybody. Give our chance in court. And we'll prove that all of this is nothing but falsehood and lies.
When you talk about going places and wanting the conversation to be just fair for him, even if people are going to have their opinions, how hard is it for you? And you can answer this if you want to. I know it's a legal situation. So, for instance, I know I've seen reports of there were text messages that allegedly were between Dirk and the guys who are who they threw the murder charges at for D-Thing, and then they have the verse from his song Aha, and they're trying to pin that yo, this is you saying what you did. How hard is it to go up against stuff like that, just because legally they're talking about that every single time he goes into court?
It's not hard if you get all the information, but I have to refer all these things to the legal team because this is some of the things that they would have to answer and give a deeper understanding to. He got 3 great lawyers on the case, so they working around the clock. They constantly keep us updated. I talk to them regularly about the case, and so it's going good. All these text messages, these things here, they on top of all this. And like I said, give them his day in court, and they approved. What's the real truth about these text messages?
Right.
How confident are you?
As a Muslim, I'm confident in Allah. As a Muslim, and I just continue to make dua that we victorious in this case, and that Allah grant us the relief that we are seeking out of this. So, looking at everything is weak, but we make sure continue to trust in Allah.
Now, what about with the government? Because the government, as we've seen with many cases before, they play a nasty game where they try to make somebody look crazy so that the jury looks at them as crazy from the start. We see that a lot.
A whole lot. And who don't know that in the person that's been in the belly of the beast. I know the tricks in the game they play. That's why, like I said, I stay on this case, looking at it from every angle. Because I know their games, I know what they play, I know their lies, their deception. I know they'll create some things, and create some witness. Somewhere out of the blue, it'll be somebody come along, don't nobody know. Like, who is this dude? And they'll put them up there to say some things. So, yeah, I definitely know about them.
And I know y'all brought up India earlier, and we found out that they were married through the new music and the photo on the album. What conversations do you and Dirk have before he decided to get married? And what are you talking to him as dad? You know what I mean? What advice are you giving him, or what's that like?
Okay, now as a Muslim,
because it's different for you, right?
Right. You got to get married. You cannot sleep with a woman that you're not married to. So these are my conversations to him. You have to be married. It's a great sin in Islam if you're not married. We don't believe in fornication. We don't believe in adultery. Sleeping outside the marriage and different things like that. If you are interested in this sister, then let her know through marriage that you're ready to take on the responsibility of a husband. So, yeah.
All right, as a Muslim, are you on him about the content of his music? If he beats his situation and comes home, are you going to tell him that musically he should go in another direction?
He told me.
Oh.
He told me. So I'm just keep saying alhamdulillah every time I talk to him. He learning more about Islam and what he's supposed to be doing as a Muslim.
What do you say?
And he's saying that, hey, I can't talk about these things no more. I can't walk this way of life no more. So he already on point with all this, And that's one of the things about, prison give you time to really reflect, think. Give you time, isolation to read, study. So now you're able to, you ain't distracted about these world things. This is a star. This is a artist. He on the planes all the time. He moving all the time. From the moment he wake up to the moment he go to sleep, he always doing something. So saying, he took his harder, he became a Muslim in prison. I mean, at the prison when he came to see me. But then his life took off from there. So now he got a chance now to study. So everything that he needs to know, he learning it right now. So he knowing, he telling me, like I said, no, I can't talk about that no more. I can't do this no more. I'm glad that I got married. I'm glad that I went this direction right here because he's trying to see now.
Wow. Well, definitely send him our love, man, and tell him that, we'll continue to pray for him, man, and support him. Absolutely.
Oh, and no doubt, because when I told him about this, he said, that's beautiful. They right there, they gonna keep it real.
Oh yeah, we've been watching Dirk since the beginning. Literally. Literally. Dirk been up here with Vaughn and everybody. So it's like we've literally watched him grow up.
That's right.
And also, we can't forget about our main guy, Swiss.
Oh, salute to Swiss, absolutely.
We should definitely shout out to that brother, man. Beautiful. And that is, Swiss is one of his biggest mentors. That's one who talks to him, keep him on point, different things. Like he always calls Swiss. They always talking, what direction, what should I do? And it's good to have somebody like Swiss in this corner,
Absolutely. Well, thank y'all for joining us. Dontay Banks, Kevin Freeman, thank you so much. And please keep us updated when you can.
Yes, sir. We'll do, and I appreciate y'all from having us.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you some more. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, you got a positive note?
I do, but I want to tell people, first of all, man, make sure you go get your tickets for the 3rd annual Black Effect Podcast Festival happening Saturday, April 26th at Pullman Yards in Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, it is year 3 of an unforgettable day of live podcasts, inspiring conversations, and cultural celebration. Podcast culture celebration, okay? It's hosted by Mandy and Weezy of Decisions. We got the Trap Nerds podcast there for the gamers. Good Moms, Bad Choices is going to be there. Carrie Champion's going to be there with her Naked Sports podcast. Tank and Jay Valentine will be there doing the R&B Money podcast live. And Sarah Jakes Roberts will be there doing the Woman Evolve podcast live. So go get your tickets right now at blackeffect.com/podcast festival. Okay, Saturday, April 26th, 3rd annual Black Effect Podcast Festival, Atlanta. Can't wait to see you there. And the positive note is simply this: if you're a giver, find another giver to love. Because if you're a giver, likely you've been with a lot of takers, which hurts. So find someone who values generosity as much as you do, who loves to give because it's their nature, not their pathology, just like it's your nature too. Find another giver because you need to be given to too. Have a blessed day.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?